when it came time to getting in the arena.
Were you nervous at all? Like in the back of your mind,
That
maybe?
said, outside of witnessing a snatch and grab on the corner of 8th and...
You did?
Yes.
Snatch and grab?
Wow.
Yeah.
Snatch
I saw
and
it.
grab.
I saw it, but I entered. Susie brought the kids separate from me. I came straight from the airport, so I walked in, and I put on a mask.
No. Just to walk through.
And little did I know,
Yeah, smart move.
it was a wise move, right?
Wise move.
Chris, what did you tell me?
Okay,
Chris?
so this story is a couple weeks old now, but according to Ethan Strauss, who used to cover the league for ESPN and now has his own Substack, he has kind of done a deep dive on what the Knicks and Dolan are doing at MSG. So they have facial recognition everywhere, and they flag certain fans on code levels 0 to 5.
What's the code? What's the code level?
So Spike Lee is a code 2.
Okay.
Which means he's rarely approached. He might have a code 3 status for a publicized standoff with security over his choice of entrance. But like code 0 is someone who's not to be admitted to the building
At all.
for a specific event. Code 5 is a permanent ban. So like Michael Rappaport, our buddy, is a code 5. He is permanently banned.
This is according to this reporter.
This is according to Ethan Strauss and his Substack.
Does Rappaport know this?
So wait a minute. Before you continue on with the code, you're saying what my brother texted me facetiously is actually happening.
1,000%.
That there is a facial recognition, we assume, for security purposes,
Yes.
primarily,
Yes.
Yes.
that is also potentially being utilized by Dolan's minions to flag
Kevin.
the Kevins,
The Kevins in the
to
world.
flag certain fans for their stances against the organization and Dolan.
Yeah, so Ethan
And that
Strauss.
they're either banned from the stadium or the arena or what else?
Or they're
there's
put on a
tier
list.
levels.
Yeah, so this guy, Ethan Strauss, talked to someone who claims that he now regularly gets flagged via racial
Racial facial recognition.
Yeah,
That
facial
racial profile
recognition.
happens too.
Yikes. Because he on James Dolan's JD and the Straight Shot Facebook page once wrote "sell the team," and so now this guy gets harassed every time he goes to the Garden for Rangers and Knicks games.
Come on.
So there are, like I said, there are 6 levels. Code 1 is the only positive level. It's for VIPs, the celebrities that you see sitting courtside.
McEnroe, Ben Stiller, Hank,
who don't
Bobby
talk any smack.
Cannavale.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Our buddy Hank Azaria.
Jerry Ferrar.
Code 3, yeah, Jerry. Code 3 is described as security needing to, quote, have a conversation with the person, letting them know that we know that they're in the building.
We called that a stop and frisk when I was a cop.
And that is racially motivated. I know that.
And to basically be like,
Careful.
basically be like,
Oh, that. You're talking about. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Stop
Okay.
and frisk.
I thought you meant
basically,
level 3. Okay. Sorry.
level 3 is basically like, hey, we know you're here. Like, mind your P's and Q's. Code 4 is stated as the need for a conversation, letting them know that what they did is not tolerated and not accepted. Like, we saw your tweets, we saw your posts,
But you're allowed in
we
here.
don't stand for it. You could come in, but this might be your last straw.
But what's the difference between levels 3 and 4? That's like we know you're here. You now know we know you're here.
Yeah,
Right.
they're telling you.
Right.
So don't
Mind
do
your,
that
mind your
stupid.
tone.
Right.
Don't
Don't get out of line.
remark on
We're watching
the
you.
age appropriateness of whoever's sitting next to James Dolan or his
Or
his schmecky scarf.
Or whatever.
Okay.
And so the last one, level 5, is fully banned. And so in this article by Ethan Strauss, he says, yeah, Michael Rappaport is a 5. He's banned. He's going to be approached by senior leadership. Pretty much his
Senior leadership.
His case would be a director or above. Now, the way they do it, they have the lawyers attend every event in every venue.
This
What?
Is
Oh, yeah, because this also includes, I imagine, Radio
Beacon
City.
Beacon Theater, Radio
Beacon
Theater's a
City.
great
I think he
spot.
owns
Yeah.
the Forum too, TJ. So be careful.
No, I think he's out at the forum.
I think
really?
that'd be-
Okay.
yeah,
I think doesn't Ballmer on the
I
forum
think
now?
they know. I don't know. I think they de-Dolaned him.
D. Dolan. So they would have a conversation.
They un-Dolaned the forum here.
And they might be, you might actually, if you're on Code 5, whoever is approaching you might be with a cop.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Jeez, that's a hit.
Just
that
in
means
case
it's a stolen
you
car, you're
retaliate, or they could say, "Hey, you're trespassing."
So so again, if they're flagging somebody for saying "sell the team" on a Facebook page of James Dolan Schmecky Band, then clearly I have.
Tell him, Mike. Tell him what he's on.
Clearly, I have to have a level associated with my.
You just made the list.
Thank you.
I gotta think so, Rich. I gotta think, Rich. You were probably
okay. So
you're probably Code 2, which is with Spike Lee. We know you're in the building at all times, and then the Code 3, like. We know that you're here. We want you to know that we know that.
Why'd Rappaport get stage 5 though? Level 5.
I know that the kid don't finish that from Raw. Okay, so
what?
No, that's from Eddie Murphy.
No,
you know that I know. Okay, so
I think Rappaport has gone way to the extreme on his kind of Dolan in level 5.
I will definitely have a code. So then there's two things I have to say.
Rich is at least a 4.
Yeah. Two things I have to say because I read that like some lawyers that have litigated against him weren't allowed in Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, they got kicked out of Radio City Music Hall because they got flagged by their racial.
But it's like, look,
keep doing that. Facial recognition.
So
Freudian slips.
Racial recognition. Be careful with your pig Latin, sir. So here's the deal. It's like, hey, two things I want to say. First thing is both are directed at Dolan. Okay.
Rich.
No, I don't care. I don't care because these two things can be true. And they are. These two things are true. First thing is like, bro, you've got billions. You've won. You own the Knicks. You own the Rangers. You own these buildings. Who cares what anybody has to say? If sell the team, whatever. Why are you so damn thin-skinned that you are using facial recognition, which is there to keep your patrons safe, I would imagine, for the purposes of grinding your axe and settling scores? Like, are you kidding me? That you have actually, there are meetings within the Dolan organization about assigning rankings of these photographs and this, and somebody's job is to go up to somebody and say, we know you posted on some page or whatever. And so, like, how do you, like, why, like, what happened in his life that he's so damn petty that he can't just say, I've got gajillions of dollars. I own these teams. Life is great. I can play music and this awful band and still own the Knicks and the Rangers and live life. That you've got to reach down to this level of pettiness and thin-skinnedness in New York City, where you're supposed to have the thick skin and the city never sleeps and results matter, and you are of an organization, plural organizations that represent that, and also jewels on the planet, like Radio City Music Hall, Beacon Theater, and then Madison Square Garden. Because this second thing is true. I guess because my face was covered or the recognition wasn't working, or maybe I'm not associated on the list. I don't know. I got in. It was delightful. It was great.
Oh, the Garden's beautiful,
brother.
Now. It's beautiful.
It looks
now.
as good as it's ever looked.
It's such a nice place.
The bathrooms were accessible and clean. I'm serious. Like, you could go to the get concessions. The concessions came to your seats. Mm-hmm. The people who came to your seats to hand off the food and whatever couldn't have been more professional and nice and welcoming. The stuff on the scoreboard was fun for the kids. The game was fun. The team's enjoyable. But if I say something about the owner, I'm not allowed in there to enjoy that? Like, you're crossing me off a list? Come on, man. Get over yourself and own a team and, yes, win. And which they're, by the way, doing.
They are. Currently 5th in the East.
So both things I just said can be true, right?
You would assume facial recognition would probably be better used for, I don't know, like terrorists and people who really represent and
I'm sure they do it. Because, again, it was a safe, fun atmosphere. I didn't think a second about it.
Yeah.
And so maybe I got it. The photo they're using is from SportsCenter.
Oh, that's right. The hair. It's not. That's right.
We don't recognize this guy.
That guy.
What happened to his head? Actually, it comes back. What happened to his head?
That's the other guy.
Comes back.
That's the other guy.
What happened to his head? They got me with the full Dan Aykroyd
Oh, yeah, the early days.
The flock of seagulls thing I had going on in the late 90s.
Comes up, there's like no
Menace,
match.
Now I walk in,
No match.
I'm bald, I'm tired. I got kids.
Jet lag.
Jet-lagged. We had jet from Pittsburgh.
I mean, that's a couple hour
East
flight.
Coast City. Yeah, that could be the photo. There it is. That's what they got in the system.
They have no problem.
Don't let this man in. And I'm like, fine, don't. He's long gone.
Who's he?
$6.1 billion. The Forbes has the Knicks at right now.
Come on.
That's insane.
You won, Jim.
It's insane.
Hey, Jim, you won.
6.
Okay? You won. You can get the tapes back from the producer. It's not a YP. Even though it's the same probably level of music. You've got the touch. You've got the power.
No, see, we need the tape so then we could sell it.
We understand what you got to do, but that's a YP, not an MP.
You got the touch.
Come on. All right. This segment went better than I thought it would.
You got the face.
I can't believe you went to MSG.
I did.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I saw the
went to
picture
see a
on your
concert in the
Instagram
summer.
story, and I was like, oh.
Look at that.
It
I was
is
telling the
so
kids.
beautiful.
I was telling the kids
I
there's no
love MSG.
ceiling like that in an
No.
arena.
It's-
And I just said, listen to the sound. Just listen to the sound, the
sound.
crowd. It's
Yeah.
different. It
It's
really
different.
is.
I have
you-
goosebumps.
Did you tell the kids if anyone asks your last name is Schuster? Just
That's
so
right.
we
I don't know what you're saying, sir. But nobody came up to me.
well, because they recognize you.
Maybe I'm just not on the level.
Maybe not.
Oh, I'm on the level. I
I'm on the
level.
new
I
level.
level. I level. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.